This video will consist of gentle standing poses. I'm going to invite you to get a chair to use. That will be our yoga prop. And it's going to be a series of movements that are modifications of the Sun Salutation series. If you have concerns about your ability to safely participate in yoga, please consult with your healthcare practitioner. If at any time these movements cause pain or discomfort, please discontinue. I think it's a wise idea to watch maybe the video first. It's easier then to follow along so you're not having to always turn your head, but certainly make sure that you're set up so you can see your device that you're watching from. So we're going to start in the pose that's called mountain pose. I'm going to be in a sideways position because I think this profile is easier to follow. The feet are going to be apart rather than next to each other. When we stand with the feet right next to each other, it can cause some issues with the sacrum and the low back. If you know your pose, if you have been practicing yoga and you're comfortable with the feet together, you can do that. Otherwise, I'm going to be demonstrating with my feet apart. So in mountain pose, it's the postural alignment. Watching that we're not hyperextending at the knees and we're not levering forward over the balls of the feet or changing the position of the pelvis and back. So we don't want to be in a swooped back or in a forward posture. We're trying to stack as best we can, heels just behind the knees, center of the hip, shoulders in line with the hips, and ears over the shoulders. From mountain pose, we're going to take a breath in and exhale. You're going to hinge at the knees and hips and bring your hands to the seat of the chair. You're going to bring your shoulders over the crease of the wrist. When the fingers are off the edge of the chair, it gives you a little bit ease of your wrist. You're going to step your left foot forward just enough so that the knee is at the seat of the chair. And inhale, take your right leg back. You're going to be on the ball of the foot, the heel lifted. So we're in a lunge stance. When we're here to warm up, you're going to have the heel lifted, inhaling, and exhale, lowering the heel down towards the floor. We're going to do another set of those. Inhaling on the lift, exhale on the lowering. We're warming up that ankle. We're getting some motion in the toes. And this is designed to help get some glide in the connective tissue layers. Pairing breath, inhale, lifting, exhale, lowering. Let the heel move down to where it can. Again, I'm not trying to reach the floor right now. I'm keeping the pelvis level. And then going to your front leg, inhaling, straightening the knee a bit. That back heel will start to move closer to the floor. Exhale, bending the knee. And the chair is a nice way to measure that motion so that my front knee doesn't go forward of my heel. I want to protect the knee joint. So one more time, inhale. You're going to feel that through the back of the thigh, and exhale, coming back in. Now draw your left foot from under the chair so you can see your toes. Inhale, exhale, step your right foot forward. Make sure the feet are parallel. And then pressing down, inhale, coming back up into Utkatasana, mountain pose. We're going to do the second side. Breath in. Breath out, hinging, hip crease, knees and ankles, hands on the chair. And from our bent position here, which is called powerful pose, you're going to step your right foot forward and inhale, your left leg comes into a lunge. Don't overreach with that leg. You want to stay even with the pelvis so that the spinal curves are supported. Notice that I'm not putting any strain on my neck. And if the weight bearing here is a problem, you might have to come up from the pose, but we are building some upper body strength. Go back to working ankle and toes. Exhale, lowering the heel. Inhale, lifting the heel up from the floor. Just through your available range. One more time, exhale, lowering. Inhale, raising, keeping the heel lifted. And then going to the front knee, straightening, and just noticing where it can go to. If you may not be able to straighten that knee, don't force. As you elongate the front leg, the back heel may be able to lower. Again, relationship, noticing differences between right and left. One more time, inhale, lengthening. Pelvis stays level. Side waist are equal in length. And now bringing the right foot so you can see the toes, and inhaling, bring left foot parallel with the right. We sit back into a little bit of a squat position and inhale coming up. And this is where I'm going to lead you to next. What do the arms do in a sun salutation? So if I have neck and shoulder issue, I don't have to raise the arms. That's an optional piece. Classically, the sun salutation begins with an inhalation as the arms raise, but I knit the front body down towards the back body. I'm not trying to arch the back initially and bringing the arms down. We'll get to that addition in a moment. So if I was not restricted in my shoulder range of motion, I would inhale, raising the arms, and then exhale. Notice that I hinge at the hip crease, knees, and ankles, and I bring my arms to the chair. Then you're going to rock the shoulders over the crease of the wrist, and I'll inhale, lengthen the legs. Now my stopping point is where the hamstrings are, so if I have to retain a little bend in the knees, I do that. So let's pulse that motion, coming back into a semi-squat and then pushing down through the feet and through the palms. Inhale, lengthening the legs. Try not to round the back or tip the pelvis. One more time, down, exhaling, and inhale, lengthening. We're going to come to that lunge again. Left foot comes forward, right foot comes back. And then in this position, we have the option of transitioning to plank pose. Now, if you already feel this is a lot of weight bearing through your arms, you're stopping here. And you would wait until a class situation, you would wait until they come back to the transition of the legs. If you're okay to take weight through the arms, you would come back with the left leg. And you look like a piece of 2x4 at a tipped position, a plank pose. Shoulders over crease of wrist, arms are straight and lengthening away through the legs and keeping the spine in alignment. And then I would alternate which foot I came forward. I had my left foot forward. I would bring my right leg forward. So this is what the transition would be for those that could only do the half. They would just make the modification a step. So I'll demonstrate that. If I can't do the plank, I would simply alternate by bringing my foot back, bringing the other one forward, and then stepping back. So you notice there's always at least 3 points of contact to protect the back. If you don't have the back issues, this is the pose towards the center of the sun salutation, a plank. I'm going to have you step out. So come forward with the feet so you can see the toes, sit back into the squat, taking a breath in. Exhale, make sure that you're ready. The arms are optional here. Inhale, I root down to rise, and I can lift the arms, or they can simply stay down beside me when I stand up. So we're going to go through that one more time with just the plank. From mountain pose, Utkatasana is the Sanskrit name for that. Inhaling, arms would come up. Exhale, sitting back, hands come down to the seat of the chair. Inhale, we're in a half forward bend. Exhale, the knees bend. On your inhale, you'll split that to step forward with the left. Complete the inhale, stepping back with your right. You're in lunge pose. Remember, you're going to be alternating your lunge stance if you're not able to do the plank. To come into plank, I'd inhale, bring the left foot back. Notice I'm keeping the heels lifted. And I would stay here in a sun salutation one breath. In the course of a practice, we might build stamina by being here more than one breath. Take a breath in, and exhaling, the right foot comes forward into lunge. So when we start the sun salutation, the first half is leading back and then forward with the right. The next time through, we'll do it with the left. Bring your right foot back so you can see the toes. Step the left foot forward so the feet are parallel. Relationship of feet affects the alignment and position of the pelvis, so that's why that's important. Taking an inhale and an exhale, get ready for the lift. Push down, inhaling. Arms can simply come down if you're not going to raise them overhead, so I'm going to demonstrate it that way. Second side, inhaling, arms would be optional overhead. Exhale, coming down into our semi-squat position, Utkatasana. Inhaling, half forward bend. Exhaling, coming back down. On your inhale, right foot comes forward. Now we lead back with the left this time. From lunge pose, you might have to regroup to get your breath ready. If you're doing plank, it's with the inhalation. Exhaling, stepping left foot forward. That's the one that went back this time. And then on an inhalation, bring that left foot so you can see the toes. Exhaling, right foot parallel. Inhale, half forward bend. Exhale, sitting back. And inhale, coming back up to Tadasana. And exhale, you can bring palms to heart, would be how we would close that round. So I'd like to give you the one option of downward dog, so we'll put that in there. But know that everything we've done right now, you could just repeat those simple poses, and you don't even have to put plank in that. You can just do the alternate with the lunges. So last time through, which means twice, because we have to do right and left. Inhale, raising the arms. If that works for you, exhale into what's called powerful pose, Utkatasana. Breath in, half forward bend. Exhale, bending the knees. Inhale, left foot forward so that the right leg can come to its lunge. Take a breath to regroup so you don't feel like you're always playing catch up. Inhale to plank. And exhale, here's our downward dog. Now when we're on the floor, we were able to practice measuring, can I get my arms up alongside the head? This might be where you have tightness. You might have tightness in the hamstring, so notice I have my knees bent. If the legs can straighten, then we do that, but we don't steal from the spine. We don't try to round the spine, and we don't stop and hold our breath. Everything should flow with ease. Bending the knees, inhaling back through plank. The right leg has to step forward into lunge. Exhaling, bring those toes back so you can see them. And stepping forward with the left. You're going to inhale, half forward bend. Exhale, sitting back into powerful pose. And inhale, coming up to standing. Arms can stay down or raise overhead. And then exhale, palms to heart. We pause here for a breath or two for our body to assess. You'll notice your heart rate. You'll notice the response of the movements, not just in legs and arms, but the whole relationship through the body. Last time through, inhaling Tadasana. This is where you might classically see a back bend, and I'll demonstrate that, but it's not a requirement. Exhaling, I come forward, bending the knees, hands to chair. Inhale, half forward bend. Exhale, bending the knees so the right foot can come forward, and the inhale allows the left leg to come back. Square the pelvis, pressing down through the hands to the chair. Remember, shoulders are relatively over wrists or slightly behind us. They are for me here. Inhaling, right leg into plank. Exhaling into downward dog. Bending the knees to keep the spine long if the arms are able to come alongside the head. Then straightening, breath in and out. And then inhaling back through plank. Exhaling, left foot forward. Just bring it far enough so you can see the toes this time. Inhale, stepping right foot forward. And we'll close it this time just by coming powerful pose with your exhale. Inhale, pushing the floor away, coming upright. You can add a slight back bend if that's safe for you to do, and exhaling palms to heart. So this practice would be part of a full class, potentially, some modifications of these poses. It could be practiced on its own, or you could now add this into Shavasana at the end.